all alkenes can undergo addition polymerization. So why is it called addition polymerization? Because at the end, we only get one very large polymer molecule from many alkene molecules. So this is still an addition reaction. So two or more reactant molecules added to each other and form only one product at the end. Now, polymerization of alkene, we start from a monomer. So in this example, I use ethene. So if the alkene is ethene, for polymerization, I prefer to write the formula like this, not following the bond angle exactly, because I find it easier to write my correct polymer. Now this is the alkene that I start with, ethene. So this is the smallest units that we ethene. So this is the starting material that we use to make polymer. So they are called the monomer. I have n number of monomer molecules. They will all react at the end. They join together to form a polymer. No more double bond in the polymer. So see, double bond here, right? So now pi bond is broken. I only have one single covalent bond in the product. So they are all joined together. So I'll keep repeating this C2H4, C2H4, C2H4 until we repeat 10 times, n times. Right, I can just keep going on. So to simplify this, we are going to write it like this. Because it's going to keep repeating this part, right? So do not have to write everything until n times. N is a very large number that we do not know what's the number also. So just write this one. Show two longer bonds on both sides, both ends. Okay, we call this dangling bonds. Then put a bracket and write N. So we are telling people that, okay, this polymer is repeating this part n times. So this is called the repeating unit because it's being repeated, right? So this is a repeating unit or repeat unit. And this is our product, the polymer. Since we are using ethene as monomer, the name of this polymer is called polyethene. Okay, you can put a bracket or without the bracket is fine. Okay, so polymer, how do we name polymer? Just put the word poly in front of the name of the monomer. So this is called the repeating unit. Right. So this will be example using ethene to form a polymer. So n number of monomers, that means there are many monomers. At the end, we get only one product. So this is an addition reaction. So the polymerization is called addition polymerization. So let's use another example. If you think ethene is too simple, we can use Cl, CH3, H, H. Okay. The same thing will happen as long as we have CC double bond, addition polymerization can happen. So same thing from the monomer. Then we write exactly the same as monomer without the pi bond. Add two longer dangling bonds on both ends. Put a bracket. Repeat n times. This will be our polymer. The name of this monomer is 1-chloropropene. So this is poly 1 chloropropene. So the name is always the word poly in front of the name of the monomer. Now, since all alkenes can undergo polymerization, right? So can we have different alkenes as monomer? Yes, the answer is yes, right? So I use ethene, then I add another alkene. This time I will add one chlorine. So I have n number of these, n number of these, right? They react with each other to form polymer. So what will happen is, this time is slightly different, the polymer. You have to show both monomer in the repeat unit. So this is from ethene. So show one more monomer, the chloroethene. See, I showed this one monomer and the other one. Now join them together with a single bond. Add two longer bonds on both ends, the bracket, and right? So this will be the polymer if we are using two different types of monomer. This is a Cl, yeah? So using different types of monomers, addition polymerization can still occur. So the repeat unit will be larger, containing both the monomer units. Now this are polymer, they will not ask you to name the polymer because it's beyond your syllabus, right? That you are using two types of monomer. The name will be more complicated. For all addition polymerization from the previous one, from ethene to here, and the one using different types of monomers, all the polymers they are formed, okay, are no longer alkenes, they are alkanes. See, no more double bond, right? This is an alkane. This is also an alkane, no more double bond. This is also an alkane, no more double bond. So addition polymerization of alkenes will produce alkenes from unsaturated to saturated. For polymerization that using one type of monomer is called a homopolymer. This is a type of homopolymer. This is also a type of homopolymer. The type with two different or more monomers, you can add the third monomer, 3, 4, 6, okay? You can use as many monomers as you like because as long as they contain a double bond, addition polymerization can happen. So this type of polymer with more than one type of monomer is called a copolymer or heteropolymer. They might use these terms in the question. So when you see these terms, you know that, okay, they are using one type of monomer or more than one type of monomers. So sometimes, not only that they will ask you to write the structure of the polymer from the monomers, you might be given the polymer and you are asked to identify the repeat unit and also the monomer. So I use practice 17 to teach you how to do this type of question. So if you look at this polymer, a section of the polymer, how to find the repeat unit? So always find 2 carbon, 2 carbon, 2 carbon, right? So this one carbon and 2. Then see the third and the fourth one, are they repeating 1 and 2? In this example, yes, right? 1 and 2 is the same as 3 and 4, right? So 1 and 2, put bracket around them, and this is your repeat unit. How do we find monomer from repeat unit after that? Okay, so write down the repeat unit first. This is the repeat unit, right? C, left hand side carbon bonded to 2 hydrogen, right hand side carbon bonded to 1 hydrogen and 1 cyanide group. So remember, when we write equation from monomer to polymer, we we broke the pi bond. So now we want to do it the other way around. We give it back, okay, we give the pi bond back to the 2 carbon. Now we have a double bond between the 2 carbon. This is our monomer. So try to do the same for practice 18, okay, and practice 19, and see if you are able to identify the monomer, and some of them you need to identify the repeat unit also. I will also give you some other questions, so please try them, and we will go through those questions in the next physical class. Now this one last part for problems with polyalkenes is about its what is the impact on the environment, because alkenes polymerize to form polymer. The polymers are called polyalkenes. Polyalkenes doesn't contain double bond anymore. They are alkenes, so they are unreactive. Remember, alkenes are unreactive because they are non-polar. They have strong CH bonds. Uh, they do not have any partial charges, so they are not attracting any electrophile or nucleophiles, right? So the disposal of polyalkenes polymers became a problem. They are very hard to be degraded. So the major issue is people are trying to turn this waste into energy. So they will burn those polyalkenes, hoping that combustion exothermic reaction will produce energy. We collect the energy and use it somewhere else so that we don't waste anything. But the problem is this part, there will always be asked in the question, okay, toxic gas will be produced. The toxic gas is HCl, will be produced from burning chlorinated polymers. PVC that we always hear contains chlorine, so if you burn PVC, it will produce HCl, toxic gas. Okay? So this is one of the major problem for disposing polyalkenes. This one, main point, that will always be asked in the exam question. So other than practice 17, 18, 19, I give you more questions on addition polymerization of alkene. So please try them. We'll go through them in the next physical class.